Hi folks, I'm Ian Baker, and today we're going to go over the 2020 Coleman Light LX 1705 RB. The RB, of course, standing for rear bathroom. This is a great couples model as it's fairly lightweight. You don't have any slides to contend with, meaning you have full access to the fridge and the restroom if you need to pull off on the side of the road during travel. Plus, you have a campside dinette and a Murphy bed with a sofa, maximizing the smaller interior space. Let's actually start off here on the campside dinette. So if you haven't seen any of my videos before, I say this almost every time, but I love when manufacturers do this, and for good reason. Because as you're sitting here having your breakfast, drinking your morning cup of coffee, this is the view you want out to your campsite. Plus, having the dinette gives you additional sleeping space. Not that you plan on having a lot of guests, but if you do have some, the table does drop down into a bed. Now, mind you, an adult will probably have to curl up a little bit, but if it's a child, a grandchild, it's a perfect sleeping space. And if you need a spot to put a pack and play, you can also put that up on right up here on the dinette when it's dropped down, of course. That way you have an aisleway still to the restroom. As I mentioned, big window there not only gives you that view, but lets in a lot of natural light during the day. LED lights for light at night. If you want a TV, this is where you would mount it at. The connections for it are right up top. Multimedia center here right down underneath. This is Bluetooth capable. Over to this side is additional storage. You'll notice I have the frosted glass on there to help kind of break up the wood look a little bit. Turn a light on there, get it nice and bright in here. While we're looking at the ceiling though, you'll also see this one has a roof mounted AC, which is great. A lot of times, in units, this is kind of on the edge of that size limit, but a lot of times when they're kind of this size, a little bit smaller, they go with a sidewall mounted unit, and I personally prefer the roof mounted just because it has a lot more BTUs, meaning it will keep everything a lot cooler for you. The thermostat is right here on the back wall, but this is only for the heat. The AC has the controls right on it, but if you need to adjust the heat a little bit colder, that is what you'll want to use. We'll take a look at the rear bath, as that is one of the main features here. Starting off on the toilet. So I'm 6 foot tall. As you can see, I have plenty of space on the toilet. Enough room for my legs as well as my shoulders. The tub, the nice thing about having a tub is that the curtain tends to stay in the tub a little bit better. You know, you don't have water flinging everywhere. However, when I take a step in here, at 6 foot, you will see that I pretty much max it out. So if you're any taller than that, you'll probably have to duck down a little bit. If you're shorter than that, obviously you'll be just fine. And they have the hand wand to make showering up a little bit easier. When I take a step back out, you will see the mirrored medicine cabinet right up top here, electrical outlet, your sink top and vanity. Not a lot of countertop space, but in this bathroom setup, it'd be pretty hard to give you really anything. And then underneath, you will notice some additional storage where there is enough space there for a trash can. Now on this wall, open this up, you will see the large wardrobe. I do like this, especially in a couples model, because it gives you an additional spot in which you can hang your clothes. The cool thing about that is the bathroom here is big enough that it has a little bit of space to change. You know, you can kind of step right over here on the other side of the toilet and tub, and you can actually change your clothes. Gives you a little bit more privacy while changing. And you will also notice the 2 drawers down underneath, so you have a spot for not just your bathroom accessories like, you know, or perfume, cologne, curling iron, things like that, but also you have space for some of your linens, like your towels, that a lot of times in these smaller RVs you don't have the space for. You will see the fridge freezer combo. Open this up for you so you can take a look inside. This is Dinette's new fridge freezer. They changed the handles up a little bit nicer. I'll kind of show you those right there. So you know what they had before, you kind of had to grab here and push with your thumb. These ones are supposed to just be a little bit easier. You can just kind of use your fingers however you want to do it. If you want, you know, you can grab here, use your thumb here. Number of different ways to open it, just making life a little bit easier. But this unit does run off both propane and electric, and also has automatic switchover. Stainless panels on the front give it that kind of little bit more residential look, I suppose, as well. You have the microwave up top, the slimline hood right underneath. More storage here, which you definitely need in the kitchen. And again, you have the frosted glass. When we dropped down, they went to almost like the gray subway tile backsplash, which I personally like. I think it looks a lot cleaner, a lot nicer than many of the backsplashes I've seen. And it also, because it's not too intricate, should be fairly easy to clean as well, which is pretty important for me. You will see the countertop is your seamless countertop, so you don't have any T-mold that's gonna pop off. 2-burner recessed cooktop with the glass cover, so that way you do have prep space. Fold this up like so, obviously, to access those two burners. And over to this side is your undermount double bowl sink with the high-rise faucet. Dropping down underneath, in lieu of an oven, they give you storage. So you have 2 drawers, which are definitely necessary in any kitchen. You have to have at least 1 for your flatware. I definitely prefer 2 or 3. And then underneath the sink, I'll open that up too, just to give you an idea of size for what you're working with for your pots and pans. For electrical outlet, it is worth noting there is one under here. I get that question a lot. You know, where am I going to plug in my coffee maker appliances? It'll be right here underneath the cabinets. And just for some extra knowledge, that's actually pretty common when you have fiberglass walls, because you have the laminated walls. They generally don't run your electrical in the wall, which is why your outlet's not on the wall. That's why they put it underneath the cabinets. Just easier to run the electrical wiring. When we take a look up front, this is kind of the make it or break it for a lot of people, and that is the Murphy bed. Now, the reason that a Murphy bed is nice is this right here, because it gives you a sofa. In a smaller camper like this, you generally don't have any place to sit except for the dinette. And when you drop the bed down, you know, that's exactly what you have. But I like having the sofa, especially if you put the TV there with an angle bracket. You know, you're able to watch the TV from the sofa. If you have additional guests, not everyone has to be all huddled up on the dinette. To drop this down into a bed, you fold this up. Now you will see all the storage underneath the jackknife, so you don't lose really any storage with the Murphy bed either. And you have locks on both sides just for ease of use. I did already do the one side here. As far as Murphy beds go, this is probably one of the better looking Murphy bed styles when it's put up. You know, it's a little more decorative here with the footboard. However, it does take a little bit more work to set up, purely because it is a tri-fold bed here. Rather than, you know, just having a mattress that folds straight down, this one does have the extra folds in there. So you probably will have to remake the bedding a little bit when you drop it down, but honestly, it shouldn't take you more than a minute or two to set up, tear down the bed. On the sides, you will notice the mirrored wardrobes with hanging rod there. And right underneath is an electrical outlet, so that we have a spot where you can plug in either your cell phones or a CPAP machine if you have to use one at night. Now that we've seen the inside, let's take a look at some of the outside features on the 2020 Coleman Light LX 1705RB. Right up front here is the power tongue jack, making it a little bit easier to hook up and disconnect from your tow vehicle. So all I have to do is flip the rocker switch, I guess it'll be this side, to raise and lower the tongue. You also have a light right here for some added visibility at night, and in the rare event it does fail, there's also a manual override so you're not stuck out at the campsite. Right behind that are 2 20-pound propane tanks with the cover. A little bit further back, you will see rails for your battery. And coming up the front is the diamond etch plating, helping to protect that front end from rocks and debris that may get thrown up by your tow vehicle. This is a fully laminated product, so you have that fiberglass sidewall there. Right up front here is solar prep. So if you want solar, simply plug the portable panel right into there. That portable panel will have a controller built into it. It's already pre-wired though, and it will trickle charge your battery. When you drop down underneath, you will see that you have a pass-through storage compartment. And while you're thinking to yourself, Ian, you have that on every travel trailer, a lot of times when you have a Murphy bed, you don't have that. That is one of the advantages of that style of Murphy bed, is that you get the pass-through. Otherwise, a lot of times that mattress will come down into this area and completely block that pass-through off. So I do like the fact you still have outside storage on here. You'll also see your power stabilizer jacks. You have a control right up here for the front two, another control in the back for the rear two. If you drop down, you can see those power stabilizer jacks right there. Now, bear in mind, those are not auto leveling jacks. You still want to level the camper out using blocks. Once it's level though, you can drop your stabilizer jacks down. That'll prevent it from moving around as you're walking around inside. Pretty standard step system. You have your 2 fold-out steps with the grab handle for some added control when entering the RV. And then right up top, you notice the power awning. Carefree, a Colorado brand. Touch a button to roll that out. Same thing to go back in, plus the LED light strip there underneath. And you will also see your 2 outside speakers. Now those are connected to that multimedia center inside, but that unit is Bluetooth capable, so that we can somewhat control it from right out here. Need to plug anything in while you're outside? Right there is the electrical outlet. And coming around to the back, square tubular bumper with end caps gives you a convenient spot in which you can store your sewer hose. Right up top here, that is your other control, and as I mentioned, you will see right there is that other stab jack. Making our way back a little bit further here, taking a look up top, you will see this one has your backup camera prep. So if you want backup camera, Having the prep makes it easier to install, meaning it'll save you money on labor. And attached to that bumper is your spare tire. So great thing about that, folks, it's probably the easiest place to get to it. You don't have to get down underneath the camper on your hands and knees or anything to access that spare. Right over here on the off-door side, your 30-amp power cord, just pull it out, plug it in, you're good to go. City water inlet is located in the back. Termination is right down here with both your black and gray tank valves. Cable inlet a little bit further up, and your freshwater fill will be located midship on the off-door side. All right, folks, and that wraps it up. Again, this is the 2020 Coleman Light LX 1705 RB. If you're interested in this travel trailer and you would like price and availability, simply click on the link in the description. Thanks again for watching. I'm Ian Baker, and let's go camping.